Welcome to Real Deep Understanding. Imagine if you could cut through all the distractions, stop feeling overwhelmed, and finally focus on what truly matters. In a world where we're constantly pulled in 100 different directions, emails, meetings, social media, endless to-do lists, it's easy to feel busy but never really productive. But what if success wasn't about doing more, but about doing less? What if, instead of trying to juggle everything, you could focus on one thing, the most important task that makes everything else easier or unnecessary? This is the core message of The One Thing by Gary Keller and Papasan. This book is about simplifying your focus, cutting out distractions, and achieving extraordinary results by narrowing your attention to the one thing that matters most. Today, we're breaking down the key lessons from The One Thing, chapter by chapter, so you can start applying them immediately. By the end of this deep dive, you'll have a new perspective on productivity, goal setting, and success. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The lies that mislead and distract us. Most of us have been taught certain ideas about success and productivity that seem logical but are actually harmful. The authors call these the 6 lies, common misconceptions that keep us busy but not productive. The first lie is, everything matters equally. The truth is, not all tasks are created equal. Some tasks have a huge impact, while others are just noise. Successful people don't try to do everything, they focus on what's most important. The second lie is, multitasking is productive. Research shows that multitasking actually makes us less efficient. When we switch between tasks, our brains take time to adjust, leading to mistakes and wasted energy. The best approach is to give your full attention to one thing at a time. Another big lie is, a disciplined life leads to success. While discipline is important, the key to real success is not endless willpower. It's creating good habits that make discipline automatic. The fourth lie is, willpower is always available. Willpower is like a battery. It drains throughout the day. That's why it's important to tackle your most important task when your energy is highest. The fifth lie is, a balanced life is the key to happiness. In reality, achieving extraordinary success requires an unbalanced approach, focusing deeply on what matters most instead of trying to balance everything. The final lie is, big is bad. Many people avoid setting huge goals because they seem unrealistic. But in truth, thinking big is necessary for achieving extraordinary results. The key is to focus on one powerful goal at a time. Chapter 2. The focusing question. At the heart of the book is a simple but powerful question. What's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? This question helps cut through distractions and identify the most impactful task. Instead of asking, what should I do today? You ask, what's the one thing that will have the greatest impact on my success? Successful people don't spread their energy across dozens of tasks. They identify the one thing that matters most and go all in. For example, if you're trying to get in shape, your one thing might be committing to a daily workout. If you're growing a business, your one thing might be focusing on lead generation. This single question is the foundation of the one thing. When you use it every day, it transforms the way you work and live. Chapter 3. The domino effect. Imagine setting up a row of dominoes, each one slightly bigger than the last. If you push the first domino, it creates a chain reaction, knocking down increasingly larger dominoes. Success works the same way. When you identify and focus on the right first domino, it sets off a chain of positive results. Most people try to tackle everything at once, leading to burnout. But when you focus on one strategic action, it builds momentum, leading to bigger and bigger successes. The takeaway is simple. Find your first domino and focus on it completely. Chapter 4. The power of extreme focus. Many people think they need long to-do lists to be productive, but in reality, having too many priorities means having none at all. Highly successful people don't do everything, they do the one most important thing consistently. Steve Jobs, for example, was famous for saying no to distractions and focusing on a small number of key projects. Extreme focus means eliminating distractions. It means learning to say no to things that don't align with your one thing. When you protect your time and energy, you make real progress. Chapter 5. Time blocking. Protecting your one thing. Once you know your one thing, the next step is time blocking. Setting aside specific, uninterrupted time each day to work on your most important task. The key is to treat this time as non-negotiable, just like a doctor's appointment or an important meeting. Successful people don't find time for what matters. They make time by scheduling it into their calendar. They block out distractions, turn off notifications, and fully commit to their most important work. Even just 4 hours of focused work per day can be more effective than an entire day of scattered effort. Chapter 6. The success habit. The most successful people in the world are not necessarily the smartest or most talented. What separates them is their ability to develop powerful habits that lead to consistent results. Building a habit takes time, and research suggests it takes about 66 days for a new habit to become automatic. That means if you focus on your one thing every day for 2 months, it will become part of your routine. This is why consistency is key. Small daily actions compound over time into extraordinary success. Chapter 7. The role of purpose, priority, and productivity. The authors emphasize 3 critical elements of success. Purpose. Having a strong why behind what you do. When your goal is connected to a deep purpose, you're more motivated to stick with it. Priority. Identifying the most important action that drives success. Productivity. Taking consistent action on that priority every single day. The combination of these 3 elements is what leads to massive results. Conclusion. The One Thing is not just a productivity book. It's a philosophy for living a more focused and meaningful life. The key lessons from this book are simple, but life. Not everything matters equally. Identify what's truly important. Multitasking is a myth. Focus on one thing at a time. Ask the focusing question. What's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Use the domino effect to build momentum. Start with small but powerful actions. Time block your most important task every day. Protect this time at all costs. Develop success habits by staying consistent for at least 66 days. By applying these principles, you can simplify your life, remove distractions, and start making real progress toward your biggest goals. The question now is, what is your one thing? If you found this deep dive valuable, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insights from real deep understanding. Until next time, focus on what truly matters and start knocking down your dominoes.